Guten Tag, my name is George Fly and I welcome you to the GSSS Tech Talk series. This series focuses on technical issues that I have encountered while constructing and building my ginormous space stations. Today we are going to talk about trees and rings. Why trees? Well, that's the way in Kerbal space program rockets are built. You have one center component, in my case a orange fuel tank, and to this component you attach other components. Each of this component acts like one branch. If you add more components to those components, you will have more branches. So in the end there's one centerpiece and all the construction is based around that. Usually the centerpiece is the capsule. So this design works very good for rockets. But we want to build a ginormous space station. But for that you need ring-like structures to be able to build two-dimensional or even three-dimensional constructions in space. Usually a normal space station is attached around that one single point, and so you will always have a centerpiece that everything is built around. So I was trying to build a ring structure. If you do that in a vehicle assembly building, you usually encounter the problem that you cannot attach them because trees cannot grow rings. So how you get a ring in Kerbal space program? Well, the first and easiest way is to use struts. But if you want to build a larger structure, struts have their limits. So I was looking for a different way. But first let's take a look at this construction here. I added a capsule beneath this hub, so the effect is more obvious. You can see this construction here consists of two branches. If I touch the parts, you can see where the connection is. It's right here on this hub. So let's take it to the launch pad. Now here on the launch pad you can see that there are actually two branches and the one connection on the hub has disconnected because there never really was a connection. It's even more obvious if I let go of the capsule. Now you can see the whole load is on one branch and the other branch is not helping in supporting the structure. So how can we solve this problem? Let's get back to vehicle assembly building. So now back in the vehicle assembly building, I thought about docking. It's always possible to dock in orbit, but the problem is if you use more than one docking port, it's really difficult to align them perfectly. So I thought, how about docking before even launching? So I attach docking ports to the end of my branches, but then of course I have a gap on the other side. So I tried to use other components to match the exact distance between the docking ports. If I take a component that is a little bit larger, like this small fuel tank, you see there's a small gap left. So let's take this to the launch pad and take a look at it, how it works. Now back at the launch pad, you can see that the docking has not taken place. The gap between those docking ports is too large. And if I now release the capsule, you can see docking is not possible. So it seems that you have to be very careful in placing the part that is matching the same size as the two docking adapters. So let's go back to the vehicle assembly building and see if we can find a component that will match the perfect distance. Now back in the vehicle assembly building, I was trying different parts to see which one fits the best. And I found out that this medium-sized RCS tank perfectly matches the distance of two docking ports. Now let's see how this reacts on the launch pad. Now you can see it looks much better from the beginning. The two docking ports are still very nicely aligned. And if I look at the menu, it says undock, so it means the moment the physics kicks in, the two docking ports are docking. If I release now the clamp, you can see that the full load is spread over the two branches, making it one big piece and one big ring to work from. With this design you can build much better structures, 2D or even 3-dimensional. Now that completes my demonstration. I thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it inspires you to build much larger structures in space as well. I'm George Fly. See you in the future.